autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Are you feeling tired, weak, or maybe you feel old and cranky? If so, I have the answer. It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. Max Fit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to Max Fit Sports Nutrition now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
WGSX Lynn 8 and WPLQ Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Time it is. It's 4 o'clock on a Friday. And you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for Super Bowl 60 right here in the Panhandle. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. The Red 7 Tees phone line. Your place for all things custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. It's a beautiful day. Here in Panama City Beach, we are pumped up and ready to go. We are live and local right here in the studio. And today we are joined with none other than Coach Brown from Bay High School football team. And he's got 2 of his athletes. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
We are doing fantastic. We're so glad to finally get you into the studio. And we're excited to talk about these young men and all the stuff that goes along with it. I'll let you introduce them because you have been a father figure to them for this long. And what better way than you to open us up and tell us about who you got with us today?
Yeah, first of all, we got Javar Bowden, played wide receiver for us. Just
just signed with Jack State a couple of days ago, HBCU. Been in the program for 4 years. Was a 4-year starter for us. Heck of a ball player, but even an even better kid.
Yeah.
I'm excited for his future. And then next to me, last but definitely not least, the man, the myth, the legend, Amari Johnson. Formerly, they both call each other twin.
Okay.
That's kind of a running joke, you know what I mean? But Amari plays slot receiver for us. He signed, is committed to Miles College, another HBCU, and excited for both of these guys to have the opportunity. But for both to have two guys going to a HBCU, you know what I mean, at Bay High and everything is a pretty special for the Glenwood community and the Bay High community. And so man, we're excited. We're excited for them, and I'm excited for what the future has for them.
Yeah, and we'll start to my left first. Javar, it's good to have you here. Are you excited about signing a scholarship to go play football at the next level?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's fantastic. Amari, I mean, how excited are you to know? We had talked earlier before we got on the air today, and just talked about how special it is to be able to have the opportunity to go play at the next level and enjoy playing a game and getting your school paid for and all that. How exciting is that for you?
That's really exciting.
Well, that's fantastic. So let's go first. Let's talk about your journey, how you got here. Is there some coaches? Did you play for Glenwood? Is that some of the teams that you played for? Tell us a little bit about your way up playing football, Javar.
So my way up, I started playing football for Millville Vikings, and then I grew up, I did in fact play for Glenwood, and then I went and played for Mowat. And then for high school, I've been at Bay High all 4 years, played under Coach Brown. I met Coach Brown at Mowat my 8th grade year, I believe. But I knew his wife way back in elementary. She was my teacher back in 3rd grade, I believe.
Okay. And so, Amari, how about you? Give us the rundown of when you started playing football and then how you got here.
I started playing football in 2015. I played for 1 year, and then I never played again until 7th grade. And I just been playing since 7th grade at Mowat, and then I came to Bay High, and I started playing receiver my 10th grade year.
And that's the position you love the best is wide receiver, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you like going across the middle and letting somebody knock you down, or do you like just running that fly and letting them throw it up to go get it?
I definitely like running that deep ball.
Okay, good. And I've seen a couple of those deep balls, so that's a good thing. Now, Javar, how tall are you?
I'm 6'6.5".
Okay. And so, and how much do you weigh?
I weigh 193.
Okay. So you're a little light.
Yeah, a little light.
So when they started recruiting you at Jackson State, what were some of the things that they asked you, and then tell us some of the things that they said as far as your future? Like what kind of things are they going to help you to become?
So basically, they told me other schools was wanting me at tight end, which I never played tight end, never put my hand in the dirt in high school. So they told me they want me to come in as receiver and want me to do what I've been doing, is going up and getting the ball. And basically develop me to be a better man, better player, just developing me overall.
Why Jackson State?
Because they wanted me at receiver, and at tight end, I would have to waste a year, you know what I'm saying, gaining weight my freshman year and having a red shirt, and I want to go in and play. So at Jackson State, they told me I don't have to come in and throw on all that weight. I can just come in and ball.
You can come in and play. All right, Amari, why Miles?
I chose Miles because I feel like I can go there and I can put on weight and get better there, and then after that year, see what happens. Just keep getting better at Miles.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. When you look at it now, the landscape of college football it's year for year. It's definitely year for year. And being able to do that, you go in right immediately, play, work your tail off, and get there to the place to where if there's some bigger schools that want to come and want to pull you over to them, that'd be your choice then, and you'd be the bargaining chip on that. You'd have the opportunity to do that. Coach, talk about real quick about what these two mean for the Bay High program and how that it has built to where it is today, and then also the future of what's coming.
Yeah, I think, we talked about it a little bit at signing day the other day, but, these guys are part of a senior class that has done some things at Bay High that's never been done before. In the 4 years we've been there, they've won 3 district championships in 4 years, 2 county championships. So they've kind of leaving a legacy for the young guys to have something to the standard. We talk about setting the standard, and they've set the standard. They've set the bar very high, and so these young guys have something each year now that they have to, as a team, they're trying to strive to achieve. But then, as individual players, you know what I mean. Javar obviously was very highly recruited, and I think him to have the whereabouts and the to understand the importance of being able to go somewhere and play in and realizing that I've said it all along, and he's not a tight end,
right?
He just said it. He's never put his hand in the ground. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these colleges, they're not real keen on developing kids, especially at the bigger schools. They want to come in right now, and he's not 230, and I don't know that he'll ever be 230. But for him to work and perfect his craft out wide and have the type film he's had, and to be able to have a school like Jack State to come in and say, hey man, we love you for who you are. We're not trying to make you. We're not trying to turn you into something that you're not. And I think for our young guys to see that and see how he's been developed, and not just as a player, but in the classroom, and just his overall who he is as a person, has set a standard at that level for our kids. Amari, obviously, not, probably people would say he's undersized, but normally every time we walked on the field on Friday night, probably the toughest son of a gun out there.
Yeah.
Probably the most, if not the most, probably top 3 most competitive kids I've ever coached on the field, and it's so funny, with him and Javar, they're in here together, but they're not just teammates. I mean, these guys literally are like brothers. Like their families are close. Like they're close, and to have a 6'6" guy out wide, and then an undersized guy inside, and kind of pick your poison from a football standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Javar could go up and get it. Amari's phenomenal with the ball in space, and he doesn't need Amari's one of those guys we always say that you could put him in a phone booth with 15 dudes and they couldn't slap a sticker on him. You know what I mean? Like he's so good in space. But him and Javar, they competed against each other, and they made each other better. And I think within our program, that's one of the lessons that our guys can see is, hey man, we can compete, and we can both want the ball, and we can both, want to score. But at the end of the day, it's about what makes this team better. And with them doing that, it made each other better.
That sounds fantastic. Amari, I'm going to go with you first because as I covered some of the games that you guys were there, I would notice that your fan base was always there and legitimate. Like you had everybody knew exactly who they were cheering for. Now they were Bay High, but they were cheering for you. Talk about your family and the people that were there, that how much that meant to you, that, knowing that when you caught the ball or even when you didn't catch the ball, that you could look up in the stands and see those people cheering you on no matter what.
Well, I do thank my family all the time for the support that they given me all my whole life, and it's very important that they give me that support, and I don't never hang my head low because how much support I get all my life, no matter what I'm doing. I know my family's always gonna be there for me, if it's wrong or right.
And they're going to have T-shirts, and they're going to have signs, and they're going to have things in their hands to make noise, and they're going to have your face on their clothes everywhere. Like, I've seen all of that. So, and that's a testament. That's support. That's exactly what it is. So that's very important. And you, I mean, your family as well, you see I think you have little brothers, right? Is that your little brothers?
Yeah.
So the little brothers, they're all like trying to mimic you, and they try to walk like you, and they try to act like you. How important does that feel for you, knowing that you've got kids that are, little brothers looking up to you?
Feeling that I got little brothers looking up to me, that's low-key a good thing, because when they come to my games, they point things out that I messed up on to me that nobody else seen. Well, like that nobody else would tell me. And they'll get on to me that the whole week long. As soon as I get home, as soon as I walk through the door, I'm hearing it. Jabbar, you dropped that ball, you fumbled the ball, and I can't get enough of it. But like that really do mean a lot to me.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is that support system as you guys move on to the next place, because you're going to somewhere you've never been before. I mean, you said this is the first time you had been to Jackson, Mississippi, and you said you had been there. Y'all ate some ribs together there in Birmingham. That's about it. And so as you move on to the next place, it's going to be very important to keep that with your family. Now, let's get into some fun stuff. Now, you guys have played for Coach Brown for a pretty good while. Y'all got any funny stories to tell about Coach Brown that that would make him blush a little bit? Let's keep it sane because we're on the radio, and a lot of people are listening and watching on Facebook. But is there anything that you remember that happened that Coach Brown said or did that would be one of those things that we could share on the air?
Coach Brown got a lot of stories. He do got a lot of stories. It's just hard to grab one.
Yeah. Well, I'll let him start first because I'm sure he's got a few that he wouldn't mind to share about you guys. Coach, when you look at these guys, and you have the way that they've came to you and you've seen them grow and mature as young from where they were coming in as freshmen now to young men. Talk about how each one of them grew and give a little story, whether it's funny or not, just to kind of talk about them a little bit.
I'll tell you something Javar mentioned earlier that I had totally forgot about until he said it. But talking about funny sometimes how the good Lord works things out. But years back when I got let go at Mosley, that second semester of school, I was actually at Mowat for about 2 months to finish out the school year. And that's where I met both of these guys. Met them in the gym during PE. And then the basketball coach got sick. And Coach Hallman had asked me, he was like, hey, Coach, I know you got a history in basketball. Would you mind staying after school a couple of days with these guys just so we don't get some practice in? We'll give you the practice, just kind of watch them. Because they were getting ready to play their little preseason jamboree. And I said, yeah, for sure. And so that's where I first met these guys. And then you turn around a year later and I get the Bay High job, and that relationship and the connection is what convinced their parents to bring them to get them to one of the reasons they came to Bay High. So that's a neat little neat little nugget. But both of these guys, Javar, coming into high school, both of these guys, I'll tell you one thing about both of these guys that's funny. I remember them from early on is neither one of them liked the weight room. Like we used to have to go in the locker room and be like, hey man, get out of your locker. Like, I mean, they're trying to hide up in the cubby of the locker. Like, hey man, you gotta get in the weight room. You know what I mean? And but just that part of it. But watching them grow, and then I think Javar was 155, 160 as a freshman, and now he's 193. You know what I mean? And so that's all about the weight room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Amari, the same thing. He's put on 15, 20 pounds, but just, watching that maturity of those guys trusting us as coaches, knowing we had their best interest in mind. And anytime you're dealing with skill guys, you know what I mean? I'm so thankful that my son's a lineman, because anytime you're dealing with these skill guys, you know what I mean? They always want the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when they're not getting the ball, they're not happy. And the one thing about these two that I always respect is that when they weren't happy, they didn't mind telling you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was never always necessarily not in a bad way, but just having the relationship where they could come to the office like, hey coach, what's going on? Like you know what I mean? That my touches, you know what I mean? Even at practice, like, hey coach, how can I get better for Friday night if we're not, you know what I mean? And it helped me as a coach to understand, okay, yeah, when you got guys like this that are high level players, like we have an obligation as coaches to make sure we're putting them in a situation to succeed. You know what I mean? And I think that's the main thing about these two guys. And I talked about it at signing day the other day is that relationship that I could go to them and, snatch them up and say, hey, man, you got to get better. Like, you know what I mean? You know, but they could also come to me and say, hey, Coach, man, I didn't, what's going on? Like, I'm not, at practice, I'm not getting the touches. Coach, can we work on these routes? You know what I mean? But then me being able to turn around and saying, hey, man, you had 7 touches and you dropped 4 today. So it goes both ways, you know what I mean? But we had that type of relationship. But once practice was over and, they come to my office every day, hey, Coach, can I get a snack? Coach, can I, you know what I mean? I have a snack cabinet that stays slap full of protein bars and chips and crackers, and these guys come by every practice. If we had to get after each other a little bit at practice, it was always, hey, Coach, man, can I get a snack? So the mutual respect and just the love for that I have for these two guys is being that first freshman class, right? And 2 of the leaders in that freshman class in a day and age where kids, they jump ship and they play at 3 or 4 different high schools in a career, and these guys to be able to say they played at Bay High for 4 years that's probably the legacy that they're going to leave that they don't even realize is the most important.
Yeah, we're here with Bay High Tornado football coach Jeremy Brown and Amari Johnson and Javar Bowden. Javar, I want to ask you first, is there somebody, whether it's college or NFL, that you look to, that you look at, that's your favorite player, that you just maybe model your game after, maybe you model their, how they run routes or anything like that? Who's somebody you look up to?
I used to look up to Odell back up in his New York Giants days. Now, when he left New York Giants, I wasn't a fan no more.
Okay. Well, he's smaller, and so that's good. That's good. What about you, Amari?
I try to model my game after Tank Dell.
Okay. So about the same type of receiver there. Let me ask you something else, Amari. You played basketball, and your guys' season came to an end last night. How important was for you to be able to play basketball as well in high school? How did it help you prepare, get tough mentally, any of that kind of stuff? Did it help you with football?
Yes, sir. Basketball. I feel like basketball coordinates to the football field with cutting and like just getting out of your breaks and stuff like that. And it felt good playing basketball, knowing basketball was my first sport I ever played.
Was that your love at first? Did you sleep with the basketball? That's the question.
Yes, sir, I did. I used to.
Okay. Well, obviously the Super Bowl is coming up, and you got the Patriots and the Seahawks. And Amari, we're going to go with you first. Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
I think the Seahawks going to win. That boy Jackson Smith and Nubuju, he like that.
Yeah, he's good. And what about you?
I think the Seahawks going to pull it off. They've been the most consistent all year.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Coach, what do you think?
Yeah, we were talking about it in the truck coming out here. I think the Seahawks too. I think they've been the most. I think they've been the most consistent team, and I think they're elite on defense. And I think they can get up in you and make. I think Drake may hold on to it, and Seattle's got some guys and get to the quarterback. So I think that's going to be the difference in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting way. We're going to definitely talk about it a lot more on the show today. But last question for you guys. Javar, being here, and we've had a lot of questions that asked, but I want to ask you this one last question. As far as Bay High goes, because obviously you went there all 4 years, what does Bay High mean to you?
Bay High means a lot to me, a lot. Like, it could have been plenty of times I could have went and transferred to, like, better schools, to IMG, my high school career, but it's just like my heart was at Bay High. I couldn't leave.
And that was just your place. You just love it.
Place.
You'll always be a Tornado.
Always be a Tornado.
Awesome. What about you, Amari?
I just love Bay High because how the administrators, the teachers, my coaches in basketball and football, they all just comfort me and they always there for me.
Coach, whenever you have a community that supports you, whenever you have people that are, whether you're at the grocery store, whether you're at the, gas station or whatever, it means something to be a part of a community that loves each other. And with these guys moving on like that, one more time, tell us exactly how special and what these guys, specifically these two guys, mean to you, so that everybody can be a part of that.
Yeah, I think anytime you talk about a community school, and we don't we don't really have a ton of those anymore, and we feel like Bay High is really, in the last 4 years, we've turned it into a true community school. I think Ms. Carpenter's done a great job as the principal and bringing in administrators, like Amari said, administrators that love the kids and care about the kids. But these two guys, they mean so much to me. Personally.
Yeah.
My wife has known both of these guys. Amari's mom does my wife's nails over at Perfectly Polished, and I mean, just we've known the family, and they mean so much to me personally because their commitment to Bay High, their commitment to the school, you know what I mean? They didn't drink the Kool-Aid at a lot of other places. When we got the Bay High job, a lot of people said that, that's a dumpster fire. They can't win. You can't raise money. You can't be successful. You can't put guys in kids are not going to school there. We did the numbers the other night, and in the 4 years we've been there, we've had 28 kids signed to go to college, and we put 9 other kids in the military that are actively serving the United States right now in the military. And I think for a school like Bay High got a bad rap that it's a ghetto school, it's a thug school. There's fights all the time. That's just not true. And these two guys have helped change the culture of not just Bay High football, but Bay High school.
Fantastic.
Because they don't get in trouble. They come to school every day. They do right in the classroom. Like they've helped create a culture where people say, you know what, I want to go to Bay High because Javar Bowden and Amari Johnson went there, and they got scholarships and they're going to school for free. And I just don't think that can be overstated enough. I mean, just what they mean to the school and the community, and me personally, the relationship. You know what I mean? I think every time we talk on the phone, one of us we try to beat each other to at the end of the conversation say, "Love you, Coach. I love you, JT. Love you, Amari."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know how much of that's going on in high school these days. I think so much of it is football, and these guys know that. They've got a fan over here, but they've also got a coach to be in their corner when they, I hope I get invited to their weddings. I hope I get an announcement when they have their first kid, after college when they're married.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for them to, I look forward to those moments. Those are those special places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those deep places that you hope your relationship carries you there. And I know it will with these guys. I'm so proud of them for what they've done for me as a coach and my family and just Bay High. And guys, I love you, and man, I cannot wait to see what you do at the next level.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody here. Javar, Amari, Coach Brown, thank you so much for being with us. And congratulations from here at ESPN Northwest Florida and everybody that's listening right now. There's several people commenting on Facebook and all of that. So congratulations, guys. Way to go. Coach, thank you so much for stopping in. When we come back, we are going to discuss a little bit of the Super Bowl and maybe just a little bit of the new Hall of Fame class that just got announced last night. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
We just had the largest coaching carousel in the history of college football. I don't know who you're going to get. You're going to go take some kid that's 32 years old that's just an offensive coordinator like Kentucky did, and you're not going to know what you got? I think Florida State needs somebody that's been there, that's done that knows how to do it, and Jimbo's just sitting there in the wings saying, hey, I'm right here, guys. Let me do the chop again.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Sunny the rest of the day with a wind out of the west around 18 miles per hour and 63. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze out of the north-northwest and clear skies with a temperature near 48. Tomorrow, a high around 61 and sunshine with a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, quite warm with a high of 60 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
Got a scratch, dent, or full-blown wreck? Bring it to Recommended Collision Center in Panama City. From small scratches to all-over paint jobs, from fender benders to major collisions, it's Recommended Collision Center. They work with all insurance companies and offer customer pay options too. A family-owned collision center that takes pride in top-quality repairs, friendly service, quick drop-offs, and a fast turnaround. So when life throws you a wreck, they'll help you get amended. Recommended Collision Center, 1329 Jinx Avenue, Panama City.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and wide. Up to the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Florida versus Texas A&M. Coverage starts Saturday at 7 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Pound the like and crush the subscribe. Follow us on social media for the latest sports news, scores, and updates. Keeping you in the game. The new Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for Super Bowl 60. Don't forget, the airtime starts at 3 o'clock. Kickoff is at 5:30. Also, don't forget, it's the Iron Bowl tomorrow. Kind of. Alabama at Auburn. Basketball, 2:30. Don't forget Florida and Texas A&M that night as well at 7 o'clock. We're pumped up and ready to go. Talking about the Super Bowl today. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. Got Bone Crusher in the building with me today. And, Bone Crusher, when you see these kids that come in and they come and sign a college scholarship to go play a game, it kind of levels it out for you. It's like all those times I woke up and didn't want to go to practice. All those times I had to go run when I didn't want to run or all of that. And then now you get to go have your college paid for and you get to go play a game and they give you free college to do that.
How proud of those kids are their parents? I mean, they must be bursting. But my favorite part of the interview is them talking about their little brothers and stuff, calling them out when they make a mistake. I mean, you got to have people in your life that'll tell you the deal, not sugarcoat it. So that's what brothers are for.
Yeah, and that's so cool. And seeing these guys get excited and to be a little nervous about talking about their life, and because they're just trying to figure it all out, and it's a real special moment to have those guys in. So we're thankful for that. And we're going to be having some more signees come in next week. And I'm excited about that. We definitely want to push and to display the kids that are killing it here in Bay County and beyond. So either way, we're pumped up about it. But we got some stuff to talk about, and there's not another person on the planet that I'd like to talk about stuff with. Then who's on the phone line? He has taken his Mickey Mouse ears off and has joined us today for the first time this week. We got Jeffrey on the phone line. Jeffrey, how you doing today, my friend?
What's going on?
Man, I mean, have you missed me or what?
Yeah, I've been missing you.
I thought so.
getting my steps in. I don't own any Disney ears, just for the record.
Okay, all right. Well, how's it been going? I mean, give us a little preview of what's going on down there at Disney. I know you talked to them about being a sponsor for the show, and also just go ahead and let us know what's going on down there. Is it crowded? Is it hot? Are you hot? Did you have a good time?
It was a little chilly on Monday, and then Tuesday got a little better, and then Wednesday was definitely warm. Just wearing a T-shirt on Wednesday. And then Thursday it was really overcast in the morning time. The crowds weren't too bad. I know next week is going to be really I don't want to say packed out, but for February it's definitely packed out because they have I'm trying to remember, it's Valentine's, Mardi Gras, cheerleading competition, and then this big soccer tournament there in Orlando. So the whole Disney World's going to be really filled up next weekend.
Well, that's good. Did you eat good? Did you eat some good stuff down there? Did you eat a turkey leg?
I did actually eat. I did not eat turkey leg, but I did eat at I'm usually not like a fine diner, but I got to eat at a steakhouse called Steakhouse 71, and it was in the Contemporary Hotel, which I usually, you usually eat in the parks, correct?
Right.
And this one was a steakhouse. And it was really, really excellent. And they went over the top, and it was great. And I got to see a little bit of fireworks. And then what else did they have? They had a light show on the lake. That was pretty cool. And got to wait in a few lines. It wasn't too bad, though.
How much was that steak dinner, Jeff?
Oh, my goodness.
She paid for it.
To be honest, to be honest, I think before tax, I want to say it was only like 84 or 86.
Oh, wow, yeah.
For just him.
Yeah. But no. That's two fillets with side and drink and trying to think, and dessert. Yeah. So that was a lot. It was stretched out pretty good. I mean, that wasn't bad for two people.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Let me ask you this last question about Disney. Did you eat any of the ice cream?
Yes, I did. Let's see. What was the? Wait, I'm trying to remember what it was. The girlfriend had a brownie with ice cream on the side, it was went together and everything. What did I have? I can't remember now. What was it? Churro milkshake. Oh, it was a churro milkshake.
Oh,
that's what it was.
Good old milkshake.
Salted. It was salted caramel and churro, and it was a milkshake, and that was pretty dang good. But what really got me bad was funnel cake with chocolate syrup and Oreos on top.
Wow. Man, you're making me hungry already. So we got to get into it. Last night, your hero, the guy that brought the championship to the city of New Orleans, Drew Brees, now nominated and is going to be confirmed a Hall of Fame quarterback. Did you think for sure that Drew was going in this time with all the people that were there, or were you kind of like, I don't know if he's going to get in there or not?
No, I definitely thought the Brees was going in and Fitzgerald. I think the two surprises was definitely Luke, the linebacker from the Panthers.
Yep.
And then Roger Craig, who actually was not just a surprise, but a pleasant surprise. I really thought he deserved it, and he's finally getting in. That was definitely a surprise.
Yeah, I figured that Vinatieri was going to get in there, and then I figured that Brees was going, and then obviously Fitzgerald. But I was surprised about the other two. And talking about Roger Craig, that is, a lot of people may not know him that are younger or whatever, but he was the first dual threat guy. He was the first guy that wasn't just a running back, because back then in those days, you had just running backs, meaning they ran the ball. They didn't do much else. They might block, but they ran the football. But he was one of those guys that could actually catch the ball out of the backfield and go out and catch passes too. So he's really, who we have made the running back position is Roger Craig. So it was good to see him going. Do you think it's a big deal, though, for Drew Brees to get in? And do you still think it's a big deal for the New Orleans Saints fans and all that, since that's where he played?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not saying we're underrepresented. I think we're just we are who we are. It's a franchise that just doesn't have that star power and those unbelievable players over a long, lengthy time, like, the Packers and the Steelers and the Cowboys,
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering. With the not as many in there, I just felt like, he was going to be a first ballot. And obviously, this being overshadowed realistically because Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft both not being on this one, it kind of pushes me to think that they're going to be together when they do a class, and I think they're just doing that on purpose just for the spite. Do you think by looking at the list, because there's a lot of other people that might have been just as deserving, do you think anybody besides those people were on there that you were kind of surprised that they didn't get in?
Well, I heard Brandon, I think it was yesterday, was talking about Frank Gore.
Yeah.
And he said that he was never like the number one player, but he led the league in rushing in 2006. And this is a guy who had the stamina. I mean, he's run for so many yards. It's his longevity is unduplicated as a running back, and maybe all time, really. I think he will get in. I don't think it'll really be next year. It might be the year after that, though.
Yeah, well, one of my friends, Willie Anderson, who actually played in Mobile, he was up to be selected, and this is his, I think, third or fourth year that he didn't make it. We were definitely pulling for him, and I'd spoken to him yesterday, and he had let me know because obviously I was like, hey, if you get in, I'd like to maybe get you, or even if you don't, that kind of thing. And he said that they already knew 2 weeks ago if they made it or not, and he said unfortunately he did not make it. So that was disappointing because I was hoping that he would, because at the time when he was playing for the Bengals, he was the top tackle in football. He was always a Pro Bowl. He was just on a team that didn't make the playoffs very often, and that's kind of how it works sometimes. Let me ask you this. Do you think Jason Witten should have made that list, being a Cowboy, having all those successful seasons? When you think of the tight end position, you think of he's got to be one of those guys that you're going to name, right? Because next year you got these other guys that are going to get ready to go in, and the tight ends are going to start coming. But Witten was one of those groundbreaking guys that you could always depend on to catch the football. Do you think Jason Witten kind of should not have been left off of this one?
Nah, I think he should have totally been left off. How many playoff games did that guy win? Like one?
He's a tight end. How many playoff games did Luke Kuechly win?
I know. Well, at least they went to the Super Bowl with Kuechly.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just thought Jason Witten was one that should have gotten in there. We've talked about Reggie Wayne before. Where do you hold him? Do you hold him as one of those guys that possibly is going to get in? It's just going to take a little while?
Yeah, it's just going to take a little while. Who's the other one? Shoot,
you talking about
somebody else?
Torrey Holt and Willie Anderson?
Yeah. Yeah, Willie Anderson. I don't know. Torrey Holt. I mean, that whole Rams team was just stacked. I mean, I don't even know how Isaac Bruce's total stats look either, and he should probably be in a conversation if Torrey Holt's in there, right?
Right. So do you? Yeah. Is that how you view it? Like is it total stats? Because like a lot of these guys, they'll stay in the league and just kind of stat pad themselves, and then it's like, no, you were good and you had all these rushing yards or you had all these receiving yards, but realistically you wasn't the best wide receiver on your team a lot of times, or in your division, or you know what I mean. So how do you think, do you think having the longevity stats matters more than being like dominant for like 5 years straight?
Shoot. That's hard to say because it's like each an individual person. Like a Gale Sayers, I mean, that guy was the best running back for probably 3 years out of his career in the whole NFL when running backs really mattered, right?
Yeah.
And then there's people like Sonny Jurgensen who passed away today.
Yeah.
18 seasons, and he did win the NFL in 1960 before the NFL-AFL merger for the Eagles, which we always think of him as a Redskin, but
yeah,
I mean, he won the title with the Eagles. So 18 seasons as a quarterback I mean, George Blanda or Fran Tarkenton maybe beat that. No, I don't even think they beat it. I don't even know. I'd have to look up all the stats, but that longevity is unduplicated. And Frank Gore, I mean, it's not just the longevity of his career, but what he was doing in the early years, because he won the Hurricanes in 2001?
Yeah.
And then in 2006 is when he led the league, and he was a stud back then. It's hard to keep Frank Gore out.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, with all of the running backs, I mean, you're going to have Adrian Peterson next year. You're going to have, and I've got a list that maybe we'll talk about when we come back from the break to see what you think as far as the next years go, if you can hang on for just a second. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and take our next break, and when we come back, we'll discuss not only this year's, but next year's coming up. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290.
This just in.
Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
For Valentine's Day, it's Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina. You'll love the fajita and margarita special. 2 margaritas and a double fajita for $29.99. Plus, regular specials like 10% off military on Mondays. And the wildly popular 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina. Now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and wide. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. It's the foul line extended. Rises for 3. Bang, he got it to the rack. Dunks it with 2 hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Florida versus Texas A&M. Coverage starts Saturday at 7 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The sports world is a battlefield of opinions. And every day, Paul Wilson brings the heat, the fire, and the definitive take. Don't just follow the headlines. Be a part of the story on the Sports Blitz. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for the Panhandle's college basketball, specifically the Florida Gators. Don't forget they play tomorrow night against Texas A&M at 7 o'clock. Alabama, Auburn right here as well at 2:30 tomorrow. And don't forget, Sunday, Super Bowl coverage starts at 3 o'clock. Kickoff is at 5:30. You can listen right here if you don't want to watch Bad Bunny. But either way, we're pumped up about it and ready to discuss a little bit more about that. We also going to have a Red 70s phone line. We got Mike on the line. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
Hello, Paul. Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Paul?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Mike. I'm getting excited, starting to get pumped up about the Super Bowl.
You know, you were what was you talking about? I just turned you on. What were you talking about, the Hall of Fame? You were saying something about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame was they were selected last night, and Drew Brees got in, Adam Vinatieri, Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, oh gosh, I forgot his name. I just drew a blank. Fitzgerald got in, and we were just talking about some of the other ones that didn't make it, like Gore, and just some of those guys that we thought Jason Witten may have gotten in, but they didn't.
I'll tell you the two I think that should have got in, and I'm not a Bengals fan. I'm not a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but I think the old-time quarterback of the Bengals should have got in. Kenny Anderson.
Yep.
I don't know why, but every time, and another one got snubbed by the Hall of Fame too. Do you remember a guy by the name of Willie Anderson?
Yeah, he's actually a friend of mine. Yep.
I'll be careful what I say about him then.
That's right.
Because I don't want to.
Don't hold back, Mike.
I don't want to make you mad. But I thought Will Anderson got in there too.
Oh yeah, me too.
And why do you think? Let me ask you a question. Why do you think Kenny Anderson and Willie Anderson didn't get in there? I want to hear your opinion.
I don't know. I think it's they use, as far as for quarterbacks, they use the stats so much now. I think that's kind of the deal holding him back. And for Willie, I just think Willie is just one of those guys that if you're going to put Willie Roaf in the Hall of Fame, in which they did, Willie Anderson was just as dominant and just as good. And I don't really know why. I know he stayed with the Bengals his whole entire career, except for right there at the end. And, I just think really he should have, and maybe it's Bengal bias. I get it. I don't know.
I don't get why. I don't get why the quarterback of the Bengals got snubbed. The old quarterback got snubbed, and Willie Anderson got snubbed. All right, Paul, I'm going to switch subjects.
All right.
You got a final four team already picked?
You know what? We're probably going to talk about that at the top of the hour. I've got some guys coming in, Michigan guy coming in and a Florida guy coming in. So I know those two guys are thinking that Florida and Michigan are for sure going to be in there. But you can't count out Arizona. The Arizona team is going to be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's going to sound really bad, but I think Duke is probably going to get in there too somehow, some way. So I think Arizona, Michigan, Duke, and I don't know. And I say Florida.
I'll give you, you said Florida. You said Michigan. You said Arizona and Duke. I'll give you Florida, Michigan. But I think the two's going to get in. It's not Arizona. It's not going to be Duke. It's going to be maybe Georgia and South Carolina. So here's my final four pick, and then I'll let you go. It's going to be Florida, and Georgia playing one another with Florida went over Georgia in the championship game. It's going to be it's going to be the Tar Heels over the who did I say Clemson. So I think Carolina and South Carolina getting into the Final Four, but we shall see what we shall see.
Yep, that's right.
I don't think any of the Ohio teams are going to get in because you get Cincinnati losing a bunch of games, and you get the Dayton Flyers losing a bunch of games. But here's another prediction: Miami Redhawks are 23-0, And I think that's going to be one of the final 4 teams in there. And I'm looking forward to hearing ESPN's radio coverage of the college basketball. All 6 teams on ESPN Radio 104.3. Thanks, Paul.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with you. We'll see. We're going to definitely dive into that. Now, Jeffrey, are you still on the line with me, my friend? Because I got some questions I want to ask you about the other list that's coming up.
Still on the list. Let's talk about it.
So you got, for the next time, you got first-time eligible pro football players. Rob Gronkowski's going to be on there. Ben Roethlisberger, Adrian Peterson, your favorite, Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, another Bone Crusher's favorite, Antonio Brown, Alex Mack, Andrew Whitworth, Eric Weddle, Gerald McCoy, Le'Veon Bell, Joe Haddon, Malcolm Jenkins, Brandon Brooks, Dante Hightower, Roll Tide, and Ryan Kerrigan. Now, there was some studs listed in there, and definitely there's going to be some first ballot Hall of Fames on that list. Who stuck out to you on those, Jeffrey?
Well, I'm wondering if they're going to keep it to 5 again. And you're not going to guess who I'm going to leave out. And I'm going to tell you who I'm going to put in. And it's Bill Belichick is going to be the 5th one in. And the 6th one that I'm thinking they're going to leave out is actually going to be Cam Newton. I think they're going to leave him out for a year, and there'll be 5 again next year, and Belichick will be that 5th one. Can you guess what the top 4 are, though?
That you would select, I do think I can get it right. I think you're going to go Andrew Whitworth. I think you're going to go Adrian Peterson. I think you're going to go Ben Roethlisberger. And then the other one, I just don't see Rob Gronkowski, but then again, I think you're going to go with him, so I'm going Rob Gronkowski right there.
Wait, you left out Adrian Peterson?
No, I said Roethlisberger, Gronkowski, Peterson, and Whitworth.
Okay. So here's where you got it wrong. I didn't put Andrew Whitworth in, but I put Antonio Brown in because that guy was a super stud. He was unstoppable.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, that's not only is it a position and a football player, but also a person. And right now he is wanted in connection to a murder, so I don't believe he's going to be getting in there at all.
Well, let me ask you all about
connection.
Yeah,
guys like that, guys like Big Ben. Should his off the field behavior keep him out of the Hall?
I mean, I think so. I think that it definitely will be revisited. I think time heals wounds.
Despicable behavior from Ben, by the way. He sexually assaulted a girl on my campus where I went to school, so not a fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It's definitely. Now, was he found guilty? And I mean, did he go through the whole court? I know he went to court, but what was that?
I think he paid him off.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's not good. So, do you think Ben gets in, Jeffrey?
I was thinking so, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, the reputation thing,
Yeah.
And, you can always say there's somebody like OJ that's in the Hall, but, that was after the fact that he was already in the Hall.
Should we take him out? Can you take people out of the Hall of Fame?
Ooh, that's tough. It depends on what he does, or they do.
Well, murder, I mean.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the question now. You thought, was it Andrew Whitworth? Did you think just because he was an LSU guy, or he's just well-liked?
I thought that well-liked and newer bias, winning a championship. Now he's on he's on the front page all the time. He's always commenting. He's always there. Likable guy. Everybody, likes him and all that. So I just figured, recency bias probably. And I was thinking more or less that was why, because you see him talking. He's a little bit, he's not very, I wouldn't call him a fan favorite, but I do think that he's well liked in the community. And I think he's probably has won like player of the year, with the Walter Payton Award or something like that. So with that being being said, Super Bowl champ, his accolades. So I think he'd probably make it.
So here's the surprising part. We haven't even talked about Cam Newton. Is he in or is he out?
Well, and that's the thing. I think Cam Newton stays out for the first one because exactly what you said. I think they're going to make him wait. Cam has been really boisterous in some of his opinions and some of the things that he says. And so some of those voters don't like that. And with that being said, I know that when you look at it, they're going to have, the reasoning behind it is going to be this, that, or the other. But realistically, they don't like you to have that outward attitude, the way sometimes that he comes across. I think it's the same way with Richard Sherman. I think Sherman is going to be held back, not because of his play on the field, but because of the way he acted and the way he talks.
Yeah, well, I mean, when he came on the scene, he talked a lot of smack and said that he was the best defensive back in the league when Revis actually was.
Right.
And I didn't really like the chip on his shoulder where he came in. I was like, who's this guy thinks he's number one, and he's not number one yet? Well, actually, I didn't even use the word yet because I didn't think he would ever be number one. But, he was in the conversation of being number one after Revis's drop-off because he really did drop off pretty quick.
Yeah, now his latter part of his career in the NFL, talking about Richard Sherman, he really wasn't able to guard anybody. As much as he talked about being this and that, he was not. He was getting picked on a lot at his end of his career to the point to where they eventually had to pull him. But he was not his former self at all, which nobody usually is. So realistically, he stayed a little longer. So that's the last thing I remember about him. So I think it should take him a little while before he's to get in.
Yeah. Is that the position, the defensive back position? Is that the position that seems like it has the bigger drop off at a certain age? Or is there another position that's probably comparable to that?
I think that's the biggest position because you still have the wide receivers. They can still get open, but definitely the defensive backs being able to have to guard these guys, because you're getting the 21, 22, 23s that are in their prime coming out there. You're having to stick them, and that's just too hard, especially when you get old. But either way, we're going to have to take our break. When we come back, we're going to be discussing a little bit more of this Super Bowl, some college football news. We got some guys coming in the building that's going to be crazy. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. You're home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tomorrow, it's a college basketball doubleheader. First, the Alabama Crimson Tide at your Auburn Tigers. Coverage starts at 2:30, tip-off at 3. Then it's the Florida Gators versus Texas A&M. Airtime at 7 on your home for college basketball.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Clear tonight with a moderate breeze around 13 miles per hour coming out of the north-northwest and temps near 48. Tomorrow morning we will have sunshine and a wind speed of 14 miles per hour and be warm at 55. Sunny in the afternoon and evening and a high 61. Sunshine Sunday with a temp of 60. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
WGSX Lynn 8 and WPLQ Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota. WGSX Lynn 8 and WPLQ Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
This is the Sports Blitz. We don't just talk sports. We start fires. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's 5 o'clock, and it's Friday, and we are here live and local at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad that you joined us today. You made it through the weekend, baby, and we are pumped up because it is Super Bowl weekend, and it's Super Bowl right here at 104.3 ESPN as well. Coverage starts at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Kickoff is at 5:30. You can listen right here. And be not dismayed. You won't see a man wearing a dress or hearing an old man sing a song. It is all about the Super Bowl right here on 104.3 ESPN. We're pumped up and ready to go. If you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. We got Jeffrey still on the phone line. We are joined with Ty Humbert in the building. Ty, how you doing today, man?
Pretty good. How's it going?
We are fantastic. And we've got AJ, the Gator fan, in the building. What's up, AJ?
Hey, man. How we doing?
We're doing great. Now, yesterday we had some breaking news that come across, and Jeffrey, I'm not sure if you heard this either, but it was shared online, and one of my closest friends and closest confidants to help me get the word out for new breaking news, and that guy is Ty Humbert. He's sitting here to my left. He stated to me that Kirk Herbstreit has decided next year is his last year at game day. And Jeffrey, did you hear about that?
I did hear about that. Now, my viewpoint on him has actually changed over the years because I felt like he had such a bias towards certain schools and conferences, and he was kind of anti-SEC for a while there. And then I think as the years went by and the SEC was kind of wearing him down, he kind of became more unbiased and actually started to like him because a lot of people were haters of him for years.
Yeah, well, and you know what the thing is that we had a conversation about trusted sources. And when you have trusted sources, you really got to be careful when you're online and when you're on the air to make sure you listen and you know exactly who's saying what. And, a friend of mine named Ty, which is sitting to my left, he is very trustworthy. But did you know, Jeffrey, that sometimes he sends messages just to see if I'm going to say the right thing or wrong thing? So, no, Kirk Herbstreit is not leaving. He's staying. And he is sitting here right next to me. Ty, we are so happy that you spread this information right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. As he takes a sip out of his Michigan cup, it would not look any better. How you doing with that?
I don't know. I think my account was hacked or something. That wasn't me. No, it's actually funny because I sent the message, right? Yeah. And I saw it was No 3 Sports, which we talked about before. Yeah, they're really good with getting everyone. And I texted AJ on the side and was like, let me see if I can get Paul with this, right? And I forgot that you were live. And he texted me back and he's like, dude, he just said it live on the air.
And so the reason why I did that is because I knew that he was coming in today and I was going to bust his chops about trying to fool me while I'm on the air.
Yeah, because you never said nothing after either. You never said anything.
And I left it set.
I told him, I'm like, he had to have noticed by now that was
I let it sit. I let it cook because I was waiting on your appearance today. So we're so glad. So anybody that is upset about Kirk Herbstreit not leaving, there's your guy right here. So there you go. But either way, go ahead.
This morning I got news that Lou Holtz passed away.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Really? I didn't hear that.
He did not die. He did not die.
I was going to say, is this no 3 sports also?
Man. Yeah, so you got to be careful, and that's one thing about it. You got to be very careful. You got to look more into it because you can be shifted over some very, very wrong information. So, but either way, yeah, go ahead.
It's worse when it's a death. It's worse when it's a death. And then it's worse when it's your best friend giving you the news.
That's right. So let's look at this, guys. None of us have talked about this. Jeffrey, he's been out of pocket for a while wearing Disney ears down in Disney World with Mickey and spending money on ice cream and all the things that people do. But Trinidad Chambliss, we got to talk about it. You know, asking for that 5th year, that 6th year, that 7th year, that 10th year. It feels like it for me, obviously being his only year that he played. You know, Jeffrey, I'll let you go first. The NCAA came out yesterday, denied him. His court date's coming on the 12th. There's a chance that they're going to rule against him, and if they do, he's going to be stuck realistically just being a 3rd, 4th round draft pick. But do you see anything in your life or in your mind that would think that they're going to allow him to play next year?
No, I think it's pretty much a done deal, and the fact that they're just pushing the cards in is either going to start I don't know. I mean, would it even raise up to like a higher court? I mean, I don't know what his options are, but it's going to take time. And in that meantime, he can just go ahead and get in the draft and get in the combine because the combine happens in March?
February the 23rd is when it starts, and it's over on March the 5th.
Wow.
Yes.
Really soon. We're talking about higher courts for college athletes. Like, can we take it to a higher court? Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's in state. It's in state right now. So if it goes to federal,
I know it's just so crazy to think about. Like an NCAA eligibility case. We're talking about we got to take this to the federal level.
Yeah. No, and that's exactly right. AJ, how do you feel with that being said? Because, like, and we have an insider that comes on every Tuesday, Steve Barnes, RebelWalk.com. He writes for the RebelWalk.com. He is an Ole Miss beat writer. They have he believes with all of his heart he's coming back.
That's insane. What happened to you had the 5 years you could redshirt, and then you had 4 years of playing time.
Yeah.
Like, I get the COVID year because certain teams didn't play full seasons, etc. But I just don't get it. I mean, what he's trying to combat, not count his JUCO years. Is that right?
No, at Ferris State when he was playing there, he had played past the time of games that you were supposed to before you would be able to allow to redshirt the year. And he was sick. He had a respiratory issue, and it caused him a lot of grief and a lot of pain and going to the hospital, all of that. And he's asking for a medical waiver because of that.
Won back-to-back natties at Ferris State, by the way.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, so he's trying.
It's medical.
Yeah. So he's trying to use a medical, but he played over the games.
I just think it's crazy, too, because it's I don't know if he improves his draft stock right now any more than he did last year. Like, the way he ended the season with the performances he had in the playoffs, I don't know that he makes it any better because Ole Miss is probably going to get worse.
Right.
So you might hurt yourself. Like, I don't understand unless he wants to make more NIL or whatever.
He's got a $5 million NIL for next year.
That's the only reason I can see it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think, personally, he's only going to hurt his draft stock. He can only go down, I think, from where he was. I mean, he ended the season as good as he possibly could have, as basically a nobody when he came into, D1 college football.
Yeah,
and he balled out in the playoffs. And he carried Ole Miss to where they ended up. And now Ole Miss next year, I think, is probably going to be a 6 or 7 win team. And then what if he falls? Like, I don't understand why he's fighting so hard to come back. Like, I just think if you lose because, he lost once. Then they appealed, and then the appeal is what he just lost.
Right.
I just think after the first time, it's okay, I need to go to the combine and go to the draft. My draft stock's already probably pretty high. He put his talent on display. I guess it's the money.
Yeah, it is definitely the $5 million.
Yeah, he's not going to have, Charlie Weiss Jr. either.
No.
So you're going to have a new coordinator.
It's a big question mark.
It's going to be not setting itself up for super success. But I just think on that stance, I mean, I understand unique situations, but like we need to get back to the, I'm good with if you're going to play 4 games now, and then you redshirt, and then you play a full 4 seasons. Like if you've done that,
but the waivers now are so commonplace. Like it's the same with the guy from Bama with basketball. Like then you can look on the other side, I guess, and say, like, okay, we won't allow this guy to have another year eligibility because medical, but we let G League basketball players who were basically G League dropouts come back and play D1 basketball. Like, so then Chambliss is probably like, okay, well, I can't even get a medical waiver, but this guy wasn't even hurt or anything. He already went to G League, and now he gets to play, and they just ruled that today, that he's allowed to continue playing for Alabama. Now, how much home cooking is involved there?
Yeah,
I think we've all seen that.
Yeah, that's how it works. And Jeff, when you look at it, when you see these guys being able to do that, how much more is this going to cause trouble in the future that everybody's going to try to sue? Everybody's going to try to get their hands on it.
Oh, goodness. I mean, it's a wild, wild west, and I don't know. You should just put it in writing, say there's no exceptions, and then just have it be a strict rule. And, are you allowed just you one red shirt year, you have to file within a certain amount of time, and then you have your 4 years behind it, and that caps you out at 5 if you count your red shirt year, and then just be done with it. But if college football is making more money off of people staying in longer, I don't think they even want to do that.
And that's what I was just thinking. Before he started, I was thinking, but you always have to come back to it's all about money. It's the same reason certain teams get picked to make the playoff and other teams don't. It's every decision that's made in college sports in general now is because of money and because of viewership. Because TV is the king of all. Yeah, that's why this G League guy's getting to play at Alabama because there's home cooking. Also, people are watching because he's there. Like, it's all money. All of it is money. And if people are going to tune in to watch Chambliss play, then that's
why. Yeah. And then you got the $5 million that he's going to make. How much more money is he bringing to the table and to Oxford because of him being there and them being relevant? Because if not, they're going to have to start a new guy in a new system that's never really played because they got Deuce Knight coming in from Auburn, and he doesn't have significant play time. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 7T's phone line. We got Big Nate on the line. Want to see what's going on, Nate? How you doing today, buddy?
Representing Southport as always, my friend.
My man.
So here we go. You're talking about this one kid, but I'm going to get to the awards.
Yeah.
But this one kid, is it a possibility that he could win the Heisman?
Yes. Yes.
So, $5 million in a Heisman, your stock's going to go up.
Yeah, and you're going to be richer forever.
That's shooting for the stars, especially in a quarterback class this year that is really low. I mean, they don't have a lot of people out there that play that position at a higher level, and there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. So,
this is probably one of the worst quarterback classes we've seen in quite some time.
Yeah,
like overall.
And then next year is going to be better. Next year is going to probably be a lot better, really, if you look at it.
Right. Yeah. Just Arch Manning, probably.
Well, I think you have Bryce Underwood, who's in the second year. Like, you have some quarterbacks who were decent enough last year that could be crazy next year, but this year's definitely the worst we've seen thus far.
Yeah.
Like, even Mendoza, who won the Heisman, is not generational talent. Like,
right. Yeah, go ahead,
I see Alabama's quarterback, Ty Simmons, he's going to go to the Steelers, and he's going to mentor underneath Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, I think Simpson is.
Because I think he fits the mold for Mike, for either Mike.
Yeah, that's true.
So on the awards ceremony, this is what I kind of getting on air for. Look, this is a bold prediction. You can put it in the annals right now. Big Nate from Southport. He predicts that Matt Stafford, after playing next year and possibly winning a Super Bowl, is going to take his family and make a reality TV show called The Staffords because he's in Hollywood. He's got them 4 girls, and they're going to become the next Kardashians.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, that's a great prediction, but you might not be.
I mean, why else would you put your kids up on stage with you other than you're a family man and, they love their dad? I can understand that. I have 4 daughters, too.
I don't have 4 daughters. I have 2. But I just, what kind of rubbed me the wrong way right there? Why didn't he bring his wife? But just bring your wife with you. She could have just walked up there easily. What happened?
She's smoking hot.
Yeah, but he don't want to show her off, maybe.
Right. I think he's kind of reserved that way. But, I mean, I think that the awards were good. The only bad part that I felt was that comedian trying to say JSN's name.
Yeah.
It rubbed me so raw, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Well, not a lot of people can say Njigba correctly. You just had those young kids on before, and he was like Njigba or whatever.
Yeah. Remember, his mom's white.
Yeah.
But his last name is not, though.
Well, it's Smith. It's hyphenated.
It's a difficult one to pronounce for sure. And I only know it, unfortunately, so well because as a Michigan fan, I had to hear that last name for 3-4 years. I know his name very well, and he's good.
Well, his dad's from Africa, so whatever. It doesn't matter. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He deserved the award. And I think the Hawks are going to just have a really good game against the Patriots. I'm looking for a good game.
You think he's going to win MVP?
No, actually, I don't. My hot take on that's going to be Kenneth Walker III.
Michigan State.
Gotcha.
You know why? Because it's my birthday, and I'm going to will it to happen.
I hear you, Big Nate. Well, happy birthday, my friend, and we always appreciate the calls, buddy. Thank you so much.
Hey, you guys are the best. Have a good one.
You too, man. Thank you so much. He's right, though. I mean, when you look at JSN, when you look at that team, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. We're going to pick at the top of the hour right before we leave, so that's going to be the deal.
That's Michigan U, basically, right? Mike McDonald, Zach Charbonnet.
Here we go.
Who else do they have? They have a lineman that's from Michigan, a defensive lineman. I mean, there's a lot of... I'm rooting for Seahawks just purely because of that. Yeah.
Hey, Jeffrey, do you think that because of knowing that Michigan coaches are there with the Seahawks, that they haven't had some type of way to have scallions looking at people's offensive schemes?
Well, I mean, the way you beat cheaters like the Patriots might be that you need to cheat against them now.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't beat them, join them.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, when you look at how they've, this team is not set up a bunch of cheaters. I guess maybe if you want to add Mike Vrabel as a part of the cheating scandal back whenever, but he never threw the ball.
This is Ohio State versus Michigan, both coaches.
Both coaches, yeah. So real quick, we only have about a couple of minutes before we go, and I know you guys have seen Jeff before, but tell me that him and Mike Vrabel don't look just like their brothers.
They do. If you told me Jeff's brother was Mike, I would believe you.
Yeah,
for sure.
So with that being said, Jeff, if they win, you need to make sure you're wearing your Patriots gear on Monday so we can do a live interview with Coach Mike Vrabel.
So now he's going to be New England Jeff now.
Yes.
No more Big Ten Jeff. We're past that.
No,
for now. Probably can't do that. Isn't he a Dolphins fan?
Yeah, but he's going to do it.
I am.
Jeff Vrabel.
I am a Dolphins fan, but, I will not wear Mickey ears, but I will wear a vest on Monday.
That's what Jeff Vrabel. That's right. He's going to be joining us.
In the studio with us today, we have super fan Jeff Vrabel.
That's right. It's going to happen.
I love it.
So, listen, I was in a gift store yesterday at Epcot, and some Patriots fans started mouthing off. And then I turned around, and this guy that was getting into it with him was a Dolphins fan. And I had to chime in.
You left him hanging, didn't you?
I had to chime in and help out the Dolphins guy. Because I was like, we're not going to take this abuse.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that's a great spot to take a break. I appreciate you holding on for us, Jeffrey. When we come back, we're going to dive into a little bit more about why the Seahawks are there and the Patriots are there. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Clear tonight with a moderate breeze around 13 miles per hour coming out of the north-northwest and temps near 48. Tomorrow morning we will have sunshine and a wind speed of 14 miles per hour and be warm at 55. Sunny in the afternoon and evening and a high 61. Sunshine Sunday with a temp of 60. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and wide. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Florida versus Texas A&M. Coverage starts Saturday at 7 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eat your Wheaties. It's the fastest 2 hours in sports. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Real talk for the real sports fan. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for Super Bowl 60 right here on the Panhandle. Don't forget, coverage starts at 3 o'clock. Kickoff is at 5:30. Also, don't forget tomorrow's programming. It's the Iron Bowl, kind of. Alabama at Auburn, 2:30. Florida, Texas A&M, 7 o'clock. Don't want to miss that. Got Ty, AJ, and Jeffrey on the line. Bone Crusher crushing the ones and the twos. We've been talking a lot about this Super Bowl, and, you know, guys, we've all week when we've discussed it, we've talked about it. This is a year where it's a bit different. It's not, you don't have your stars. You really don't have, you know, a lot of people did not know, even though as good as JSN is, they didn't really know him. Everybody knows Sam Darnold as a highly recruited, highly thought about Jets performing quarterback that kind of didn't do anything. And then you got the rookie. You got, you know, Drake May, who's kind of okay, but they haven't given him the star cap yet. And then you got Vrabel coming back from the Titans, turning his home team back around. And now you got Mike McDonald, who's kind of the new guy in the town, and all of this. So realistically, this is not a game full of stars. This is not a game that every person realistically could name 10 people on each team like normally you could. So with that being said, you've got a lot of outside interference going on with what's going on at halftime, or if we're listening or if we're not listening. And then you got also the issue with Tom Brady of whether or not he's, going to pick the Patriots to win, or if he's trying to wait because Kubiak's sitting in the wings ready to be the Las Vegas Raiders head football coach. So a lot of stories outside of it, but with the game itself, Jeffrey, I'm going to go to you first. Out of all of the things that's going on, but let's talk about the game itself. What does the Patriots have to do to realistically make this game interesting and then even get to the late fourth quarter to be able to have a chance to win it? Is he eating ice cream? I think we lost him.
We've lost Jeff.
Okay, well, I'm going to shoot that over to you.
Don't go that way.
We'll go to AJ.
I'm not an NFL guy.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to AJ. Yeah. Really, because you got to have an opportunity for, you got to do something. Because the way it's been looking, the Seahawks has got a high-powered offense. And that's what everybody's talking about. Hence, that's why they got the 5 point, or I think it was 4.5 or 5, whatever it is.
4.5 last I saw.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Well, I think you got to make Darnold see ghost again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, look, I think obviously stopping the run, putting the ball in, do you want to put it in Darnold's hands? I think this year he's kind of changed the narrative a little bit. Couldn't win the big ones was the big thing. I think that's why Minnesota let him walk, right? This year he's kind of, he's weathered that storm. So I think you got to get after him, put some pressure on him, make him uncomfortable. I know he had an injury, like an oblique injury.
Yep.
And, maybe you get back there, rattle him, hit him around a little bit, make him a little sore. He might get off the mark a little bit because he's been on fire. So I think that's got to start with stopping the run. Obviously, you got to do that. And then, you might have a chance as the Patriots. The thing with the Patriots is, I think when you look at the playoff run, it's been impressive with the defense. Their offense has been, people are talking about what they scored, but and I know a lot of people what they had the easiest schedule since 1999 or something like that in the NFL. So they're saying that's why they got there. But that stretch in the playoff run and those defenses they played, which I get Jarrett Stidham was good for Denver.
Of course, and there was a snowstorm in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was
that had something to do with it.
Insane. But no, I think you gotta get Darnold's looked too comfortable, especially against the Rams. So getting him off the mark is Patriots' only way, I think, and then they got to establish the run.
What do you think, though? I know you're not an NFL guy, but you are a Mike McDonald guy. I mean, you've seen him. You saw what he did at Michigan. You've seen what he's done here. What about him, though, as far as do you think with the way that they play, if the offense does sputter, do you think the defense, as lights out as they've played, do you think that they'll be able to hold back what the Patriots are going to try to do? Because I think they're going to open it up and try to throw the football early.
I think the Seahawks will be fine no matter what happens. I've been a lot of different guys this year in the NFL because I told him at the start of the season, I don't really have a team. If I have to pick, I'm a Bengals fan because I went to college in Cincinnati and I used to go to Bengals games. That's literally the reason. Then I could say, okay, I like Lions because Detroit, Ann Arbor, all that. I grew up near there. And then I was a Vikings fan. I told him beginning of the season because JJ, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Then, he did his whole thing with 9 and throwing 27 interceptions. We went through that whole thing, and then he got hurt a couple times. So then I'm just okay, whatever. I don't really care. Again, I'm back to whatever. And then here's the Seattle Seahawks. So here's Mike McDonald. Here's Zach Charbonnet. Here's all the other people on the team from Michigan. So, but from the games I have watched, which aren't a lot of the Seahawks, I don't think the Patriots will throw anything at them that they aren't ready for. They have dominated all of the games I've watched, they've dominated the teams they've played. They haven't been scared.
And then the Seahawks got, DeMarcus Lawrence left the Cowboys first year, and now he's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Now he's in the Super Bowl.
But, I think Mike's going to be fine. I think he'll have it dialed up. You know, I do think people are sleeping on the Patriots a little bit. Mike Vrabel should never been let go from Tennessee.
No, they're kicking themselves for that.
They literally did not set him up for success, right? And then he went through he had Ryan Tannehill looking like all pro at a certain point, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that was a mistake on Tennessee, and then obviously the Patriots made their move quick on Gerard Mayo, I think, let him go. But, I think if the Patriots want a shot, they're going to have to, run the football, and that includes Drake May's legs.
Yeah.
And then you got to get after Sam Darnold, because when he's uncomfortable, he's going to make mistakes.
Well, and Jeff, he couldn't be here, but he texted and messaged me, and he said that if the Patriots are going to have any shot at all, they're going to have to stop the run. And, realistically, they specifically are going to have to stop Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and they have two good running backs.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, who's from Michigan State, unfortunately, is really good. He beat us up when we played him.
I remember.
And then they have Zach Charbonnet, who's also good. Oh, he's hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt.
Okay, so forget that, whatever. Kenneth Walker, though, can carry that team on the run game. If they don't stop that run game, and if they let him run, then it opens up the pass game. And then Darnold, we've seen what he can do lately.
Well, and you got to think, too, you got Cooper Kupp that's won a Super Bowl that's on the Seahawks side. And then you got, the burner. Rashid Shaheed is a real burner. He's a stretch the field kind of guy. And then you got JSN.
They haven't even talked about Njigba yet.
He is the best wide receiver this year for the NFL.
Just put the ball anywhere near him.
So those three guys being able to do that, and if you can run the football, it's crazy. That's why some of the people are starting to pick blowouts. They're like, okay, give me the points. But Vegas usually knows what they're doing. It's a 4.5.
I'll take Seahawks minus 6.5 probably, to be honest.
Do you think that it could get to the point to where that it would benefit the Patriots more if it was a field goal type of game where they kick field goals a lot and they were able to stop them, get them out, behind the sticks early, and then Sam Darnold. Now, let me throw this statistic out. I've thrown it out to several different people, and nobody has changed their mind when I've said this. But against the Patriots, Sam Darnold has only thrown one touchdown in his career against the Patriots, and he's had 11 interceptions.
Yeah, but he's with the Jets.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say with who?
Yeah.
But, that ain't changed my mind.
Not with Jackson Smith and Njigba and Rashid Shaheed.
But
I don't think so.
I think this game, also, I think if basically where they rank are like neck and neck in like every category too. I think both teams, even regardless of the schedule that the Patriots went through. I do think this game stays close. I really don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think, Mike Vrabel's specialty is defense.
Yeah.
And, that Patriots defense, they don't have the big flashy names. They don't have, all these guys that you're going to go, hey, this guy, but they do their job and they do their assignment.
I don't think either team has that, really. They have,
for sure,
Njigba is the one that's like the Kenneth Walker, I guess you could say, but just like you said earlier, this isn't the Chiefs. This isn't Kelsey, Mahomes.
Right.
There's no one in this game really outside of, I would say, Njigba. Obviously, everyone knows who Sam Darnold is, but not because he's so good.
Right.
It's because he's been around for so long.
Yeah. And he's not been good. He's only been good the last couple of years.
Yeah,
now let's be honest.
And now you know the Vikings are probably like, oh, well.
That's why they fired the GM?
Of course.
Yeah, maybe they're like, oh, we might have messed up here.
No, that's why they fired that GM. I would have, too. He had the Vikings, 14-3 last year, too. And you let them walk.
You boot him for a first-round
For a guy you didn't even know that was coming off an ACL injury. That's pretty risky business. But, you're spot on. What Sam Darnold, we saw flashes with him in San Francisco, I think, when he was under Kyle Shanahan, the couple games. I think he played a couple there. But really under the Vikings with Kevin O'Connell, really elevated. And then they let him walk in that scenario. Yeah. And, I think good for Seattle to get him. And like I said, he's been playing really, really well. And the big thing was when the going gets tough. So if it is close, do we see the Darnold of old? Or do we see what we just saw against the Rams?
Okay, so there could be two things that we're talking about, a resurgence of this Sam Darnold being this guy, and then if he wins it, and give me a yes or no answer on this, if he wins the Super Bowl, no matter how he does it, is going next year, is he a top 10 quarterback in the league 100%?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
No.
Now let me ask you this. If Drake May wins this, somehow has a coming out party and wins this, are we looking at a star being born? Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's, I wondered. So the way it's set up right now, FanDuel says that Sam Darnold is the favorite to be the MVP, followed by Drake May. JSN is number 3. Kenneth Walker's number 4. Stevenson, the running back for the Patriots, is number 5. And then you got Stephon Diggs is right there at number 6.
You mean TreVeyon Henderson is not to be found on there?
No, TreVeyon Henderson is not on the list.
Just a Buckeye jab.
Yeah, I understand. I know. I just wanted to make sure you understood that. But I'm just saying, if you look at it realistically, that's what we're talking about. And knowing that we have the opportunity here with the least amount of hype, because when you said no, it kind of surprised me about Drake May. With you saying yes, I could see it going that way. Are you saying no because you think this is going to be because of the team, Vrabel?
Yeah, I think it's not enough information to say that he's a star being born. He hasn't performed up to this point. Now, all of a sudden, he has. Vrabel comes. Now they're in the Super Bowl. He was there before that.
Yeah.
They were nowhere near the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's enough information. We have a lot of information on Sam Darnold to easily put him and say, you won him one time. Probably because you have Njigba, you have Mike McDonald, you have Kenneth Walker. So that's easier, I think, for me to be like, no.
When will he get his respect, though? What will he have to do? So
make the playoffs.
If Darnold wins it this year and makes the playoffs deep next year, or just make the playoffs?
I think if you make it next year.
You make it next year, then we're talking about, okay, this guy's going to be...
He's back. We're back.
I think, if he wins it this year, I think, there's some respect that's earned there, right? I'm not saying I'm going to go put him in the top 10.
I also agree. He earns respect
of the league, but
it.
the guy's a player in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's not a scrub, is what I would say. Where when he was with the Jets, you were like, oh, my God. And then he had the hot mic of, I'm seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
And that's never going away from him. I even commented earlier on it, right? But, no, if he goes out... Honestly, I think he's already done enough to at least start to earn the respect, right? And I think, I think even Stephen A. Smith was like, hey, my bad. He proved me wrong, you know, because he was like, 2 years ago with the Vikings, before they did anything, they were dumping water on them, celebrating, and they went and lost the big game. And that was the big thing. He couldn't win the big one. Well, hell, he went toe-to-toe with the MVP, and he actually outplayed the MVP, and they won the game to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I think he's already there.
Well, and that's what I just wonder, what are we going to do with this guy named Sam Darnold? Because he seems to be that figure that we just can't get rid of when he does well. Because he did well last year, and they're like, shoot, we don't know what to do. We got JJ here. He's coming back from injury. I guess we're going to go ahead and go with him.
You're stuck. You burned a first-round draft pick. You went all in on JJ. You almost have to, you can't, I already showed my cards now. I gotta play the hand I'm dealt now. Do you think that? I think there was probably some
they could have tagged him,
but they didn't. I think they just went all in. They're like, this is our guy, and then he's coming off ACL. Like he said, it's a major injury.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I think a lot of the stuff with JJ this year, as much of a Michigan fan as I am, and I want JJ to be everything that I wanted him to be. Half the time they said he was out for injury, he wasn't. He was all of a sudden hurt after horrible performances. Don't get me wrong, then he come back in the next game and play insane comeback, 4 touchdowns, whatever. But, he's so up and down.
Yeah.
But, I think the Vikings were just we're all in on this guy. We burned first-round draft pick. This is our guy. Darnold hasn't done, he hasn't taken us anywhere of notoriety. So, whatever, I think this is a sinking ship. Let's get rid of him. And now they're like, oh, well.
He deserved at least the tag in another year.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
the guy coming off the ACL.
Yeah, let me ask you this. You end this sentence for me. In 3 years, J.J. McCarthy will be...
Oh, flipping burgers.
I will agree. With the way he's
sitting the bench.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. But let me tell you a little bit about Recommended Collision Center. They are your place for all things collision based. If your vehicle is not on showroom floor condition, go see those guys. Maybe you had a wreck. Go tell them to look at the estimate. Maybe somebody else gave you the estimate. Maybe the insurance company sent you to this place, and you want to let these guys see it. Let them look at it. They'll look at it for you. Brandon and them, they know exactly what they're doing. They take care of you. They do the things that you're supposed to do, and they don't cut the corners. So go see them over on Jinx Avenue, Recommended Collision Center, and just tell them Paul sent you, and he will take care of you. I promise you that. But either way, when we come back, we're going to go through the awards from the NFL last night, and then we're going to discuss exactly who's going to win this game. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 Studio Line.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, punch it in. College basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming, Rampant.
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief. From medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. Thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
To the rack. Lay up good and wide. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Florida versus Texas A&M. Coverage starts Saturday at 7 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The sports world is a battlefield of opinions.
Auburn's got a serious problem.
And every day, Paul Wilson brings the heat, the fire, and the definitive take.
They are not finding ways to get him the football.
Don't just follow the headlines.
But they lost 2 road games, and these 2 teams are ranked number 5 and number 6.
Be a part of the story on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's a beautiful 59 degrees right here in Panama City Beach. We are pumped up and ready to go. We have the Super Bowl coming, and it's coming very soon. Don't forget, you can tune in right here at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and kickoff is at 5:30. And then don't forget tomorrow, Alabama, Auburn at 2:30, Florida at Texas A&M at 7 o'clock for the nightcap. We got to talk about it. Obviously, one of our great listeners had shared earlier about the honors that was given last night, and, you know, we got to start with the MVP. Matthew Stafford, it was the closest one that has been done since Peyton and Steve McNair split the award in 2006. So 1 or 2 points away, and that was exactly it. Matthew Stafford definitely was the guy this year, and it's another one of those things. I know you guys are young, but it's another one for the older guys in the room. We're pumped up that we can vicariously live through Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers and all of these guys that are out there still trying to Joe Flacco's of the world, making the Pro Bowl this year for the first time. Him and Shadur Sanders. But either way, when you think about it, Matthew Stafford doing what he did. We're going to go through these pretty quick. Offensive Player of the Year, JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. He definitely did good. Now, there's one guy that everybody knows exactly who's going to get Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, definitely. And then Offensive Rookie of the Year, McMillan from the Panthers. And Defensive Rookie of the Year from the Browns. Schweizenegger or whatever his name is.
That is.
Yeah, he's
Ask
pretty
my
good.
wife.
And then Mike Vrabel. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all believe that Mike Vrabel should have been Coach of the Year? Because you got Ben Johnson, you got Liam Cohen, all these guys went to the playoffs. Then you got Sean Payton, who took a team out of the muck into the playoffs. I was surprised that they went with Vrabel. I thought because Ben Johnson, this is his first year as a Chicago Bear head football coach, goes to the playoffs, the way that he went to the playoffs, how he beat the Packers, and then how he took his shirt off and flexed.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He should have.
I did see that.
He should have. I thought he should have won it. I thought he was going to win it. Vrabel, yes, deserves it, but I was thinking he was going to win it.
I think you should give it to Cohen.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, I think there could be some arguments there. Obviously, I'd be like Cohen.
Yeah, but that's why I said it.
I think the schedule doesn't help Vrabel, right? So like if you're looking at that, what was Chicago last year? 4-13.
Yeah,
same thing, right? Because that's who I would go: Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Vrabel. Those have been my top.
Yeah,
two. Sean Payton, impressive. I can't argue that, but I don't think it's they weren't 4-13 last year.
No,
right? And they've had a sound defense. But I think the Patriots, yes, they looked abysmal. I think the job he did there was from where they were, but you got to look at what they invested. They spent like over $300,000 in the offseason too. So how much of that is the coaching when you go into free agency and you spend all that? You turned over that roster. Get Stephon Diggs, you get all these additional players on defense. I don't think that you saw the same between Jacksonville and Chicago. I honestly, I wouldn't even put up a big fight against Ben Johnson versus Liam Cohen, but that's where I was like, I know this comes later, and I'm like, are the votes in before the playoffs starts?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if that actually,
the playoffs aren't
it's already submitted. So they're already submitted before the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's for the season, so that's kind of how they go. Regular season awards.
All right, so then it didn't impact on that side of it. But, I think it's a fair argument. Are you really wrong if you go with any of those three totally? I think it's, it's really hard, right?
Tomato. Yeah,
right.
I get it. Yeah.
It's challenge. I think when you take those teams and do that, but I think Ben Johnson made the most impact because – sure, they made additions. So did the Jags. But the way the Patriots spent in the offseason, it's not just like a Vrabel come in and
he just came and
that was the flip of the switch. And I just think, Chicago. Chicago. It's a good point. I thought it was those two. I thought it could have been Liam Cohen and him, but obviously Vrabel took it.
When you look at it, how Ben Johnson was able to do the things that he did to turn it around and to have a new quarterback come in with him like Caleb Williams did, that was the most impressive part of it too. Yeah. Because they didn't really have anything. They didn't have, last year, like you said, they were 4-13 and just to totally flip it. And Liam Cohen did the same thing, but it was like it seemed
the
like
system was there.
Yeah, it seemed like Jacksonville, they had the tools there They had it there. And I know that Caleb Williams, he's a Heisman Trophy winner and all that, but everybody has, whatever. Yeah. But I still, at the end of the day, I'm not mad that Mike Vrabel won.
Right.
But I think there's a chance, for Ben Johnson to go on further. But, at the awards last night, it was a little bit funny. There was a few things that were talked about, and we had already discussed that. But the other thing about the awards was that Roger Goodell was there, and he tried to play a funny part. And I know you guys probably didn't see it, but he tried to be a DJ, and that fell flat.
This guy has to be the most hated.
It was flat on his face.
That guy can't go to his own sporting event. Like, he can't go to any NFL game without getting booed. They put his face on the big screen. It's almost every sport, though. Gary Bettman, the hockey, it's the same. Every sport hates the commissioner.
Is hockey a sport? I didn't know.
Goodell has to be one of the most hated commissioners.
Yeah, they got. I mean, it's a difficult job, but yeah, they do not like.
So he tried to be a DJ.
Draft, he's up there, but I missed that.
They had a DJ going, a DJ booth, and they would play during when they would be walking up, and so. Bijan Robinson, he kind of does that on the side, so they allowed Bijan to be the DJ for the event, and so he was popping the ones and the twos or whatever, and so the next thing you know, you look over and they've got Goodell over there doing it, and he's wearing like a gold chain, and he's got sunglasses on,
the nerdiest
it
white
ain't like
dude.
Trevor Lawrence getting the grill. Like he at least looked all right with the grill.
Yeah,
the whole Duval's finest.
So that was kind of how it was. But I do want to read Facebook that Kurt said that the Pats are going to shock the world. So there's a chance. I mean, there's still some.
This is my dad, by the way, a Michigan fan.
Oh, yeah?
A diehard Michigan fan.
Diehard Michigan fan saying the Patriots are going to win with a Ohio State old coach.
Yep.
Right? Vrabel. Are you a fan of Vrabel now?
But mind you, I have to also tell you that for as long as I can remember growing up as a child, my dad was a Seahawks fan.
Wow.
Then he switched because, West Coast. So now he's a Lions fan. But I remember being 6 years old, and my dad had this old 1990s script Seattle Seahawks hat that just sat on the headboard of their bed. The old people, they have that bed with the headboard with the shelf on top.
Yeah.
He had this Seahawks hat, and it was an old script, Seahawks. I was tiny. Mm-hmm. And now he's over here. Oh, Pats are going to shock the world.
Well, and the thing is
that rooting for an Ohio State coach to win the Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
He's about to lose his mind.
He's going to lose it.
It's unbelievable.
He's baffled. No, I wouldn't really. I'm telling you that I think it's funny sometimes when everyone's all in. I think Indiana, everyone was all in. Indiana was going to take that game, right?
Right.
And it was close. It ended up being pretty close. I think this game is going to stay pretty close. I mean, both these defenses are serious. And here's the thing, Drake May, when we were talking earlier, he's not game manager, game changer. They talk about that with quarterbacks, right? I feel like he's sound. He does what he needs to do. He can extend it when he needs to, but he's not going to try to be. He might not make all the mistakes that can flip a game really quickly, right? Turn the ball over, essentially, is what I'm getting at. So I think it'll be good. I might take the Pats myself, too.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction. And as much as I've tried all week long, I've tried to pick the Patriots. And I've tried to do all of the things that everybody has. I've read everything. I've read all of the beginnings and the ends and all of that. But I just don't think the Patriots are going to be able to score. And so with that being said, I'm going to go 24-13 Seahawks, and I just don't believe that the Patriots are going to be able to score against that defense. I think they're too good. I know a lot of times we put the offense as being the big deal for the Seahawks. I think they're just going to be okay. I think they're going to score. I think they're going to move the ball down the field, maybe take a little whatever, and then they'll run a touchdown in, get going, and then kick a field goal, and then get another touchdown and another touchdown. So either way, 24-13 is the way I have that one. Now, let me ask you this. We don't have but about 3 minutes. And I want to ask you guys a little trivia. I want a little trivia. Which schools have produced the most Super Bowl champions?
I already know the answer.
Who?
Alabama.
Alabama. All right, they're number one. Who's number two?
Michigan is top 5.
Michigan is tied with Tennessee and Georgia and Florida State.
I don't feel so good about top 5 then. Oh, champions,
Ohio
you said.
State.
Yeah.
Not Super Bowl appearances.
Champions.
Okay.
Ohio State.
Ohio
State's up there.
Is not even in the top 10.
Wow, get cooked.
Whoa.
Yeah, how about
I
that?
did that for you, brother.
All right.
I didn't expect that either.
Florida, I don't know if Florida's up there.
No, but
Florida is not in the top 10.
Yeah, but
Florida's
Florida
not
is
up
close
there.
with Michigan in Super Bowl player appearances. I know that, but this is champions.
Champions.
I knew it was Bama.
Yep.
Bama's up
Who
there.
is second then?
USC.
Okay, yeah. Matt Leinart.
So you
No
got
Super Bowl.
So you got Alabama, you got USC, you got Penn State, you got Tennessee, you got Georgia, you got
linemen.
Michigan,
It's linemen.
Florida State, Miami,
You know what's crazy is
Notre Dame, and LSU.
7 of those are one player from Michigan. Tom Brady.
True, that's true.
But that's linemen.
Yeah.
That's linemen. Defense and offensive linemen. A lot of that.
And it's going to change this time too, but there's some Alabama players in this one as well.
But Bama was also top of the, I mean, obviously, if they're top of the champions, then they're top of appearances. Michigan, I think, was 3 in Michigan players in the Super Bowl, in it. Like, there were 3, I think. Florida was in that list, top 10. Ohio State. But that's a crazy list. Like,
yeah, and that's really,
I knew Florida wasn't up there.
Well, and that's the thing. I thought maybe, Ohio State. I thought maybe Florida because of the years that Urban and Steve Spurrier, but not really. No, they didn't.
But
make
you have
the
to think about the
transition.
lines, too, how many opportunities you get.
Yeah.
Like, how many offensive linemen and defensive linemen are on a team? And then think about the teams that produce good linemen. You get just so, if you're Ohio State and you only produce quarterbacks and wide receivers, you only get 2, basically, or 1. Like,
that's true. And then they got
same with Florida. They're not known for producing linemen. They produce quarterbacks. They produce wide receivers and DBs. Like, so your odds are way lower. Like, Bama also produces linemen.
Yeah, and for the sake of rivalry week of basketball, we got Alabama and Auburn. I will say this: Auburn, they've never had a Super Bowl MVP.
Good.
How about that? So to end the show on that's a really good way to end it. So I'm sorry about the Auburn Tiger faithful. They just don't win Super Bowl MVPs, and that's just part of it, And so
Florida's playing for number 1 in the SEC this Saturday night.
That's right. So it's going to be a curious thing to see. You got Florida winning?
Yeah, against
you got
A&M
Florida
on the
winning?
road.
Yeah.
Against A&M on the road.
Michigan played 2 this weekend.
And I got 28-24 Patriots winning with a pick 6 on the goal line.
Oh, man. Again?
28-10.
28-10 Seattle. All right. Well, you heard it first here, but thank you so much for listening. We appreciate Ty and AJ and Jeffrey being with us, and also those Bay High guys. Congratulations once again. Thanks so much, guys. We will see you on Monday talking about all that happened over the weekend. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. See you Monday.
ESPN Northwest Florida is the Panhandle's official radio home for Super Bowl 60.
Incredible!
Listen live in a rich audio experience on your home for the NFL in Super Bowl 60.
It's the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks.
Touchdown! Sunday.